Gaslighting, as a form of abuse, is suave and subtle as the victim slowly starts to trust their abuser more and trust themselves less. It can range from subtle hints to a major form of domestic abuse. It has become the en-vogue term frequently used in place of words, and terms like abuse, temper tantrums, being a jerk, or bullying. But they are not the same as gaslighting. So, what is gaslighting then? It is a form of manipulation that often occurs in abusive relationships. It is a covert type of emotional abuse in which the bully or abuser misleads the target, creating a false narrative and making them question their judgments and reality. Ultimately, the victim of gaslighting starts to feel unsure about their perceptions of the world and even wonder if they are losing their sanity. Got it? Let me rephrase that. Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time, that causes the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts, perception of reality, or memories, and typically leads to confusion, loss of confidence and self-esteem, uncertainty of one's emotional or mental stability, and a dependency on the perpetrator. This primarily occurs in romantic relationships, but it's not uncommon in controlling friendships or among family members as well. People who gaslight others may have mental health disorders. They use this type of emotional abuse to exert power over others, to manipulate friends, family members, or even co-workers. You are obviously here watching this video as you may feel you are being gaslighted, right? But is it really gaslighting, or is it the word being misused or overused? Yes, it is talked about a lot. Misuse and overuse of the word gaslighting can threaten to compound the discomfort and confusion. But while some people use the term as a way to pathologize the people around them, we cannot forget that gaslighting can be a very real, painful weapon of choice. If someone just acts in a nasty way without trying to hide it, they are behaving like a jerk. But is that gaslighting? It can be, but it can also not be. Gaslighting is usually more subtle. It's gradual and sneaky. Someone who gaslights wants to appear like a good guy. Meanwhile, they pay you a backhanded compliment that is actually really hurtful, or they convince all of your friends to hate you while pretending to be your friend. Being mean to your face is not usually gaslighting, unless there was an intentional build-up of niceness beforehand. You know, so the hurt lands harder. Someone can be obnoxious, or they could be mean, or they could be a bully. But when someone gaslights, it is done for the very purpose of making you feel like you are, in fact, crazy. Gaslighting is one of many narcissistic tendencies, and everyone in the world is born with them. The term gaslighting. There was a play in 1938 that was turned into a movie released in the UK in 1940 and in the US in 1944 called Gaslight. The main actress, whose husband slowly but surely convinces her that she's crazy by literally manipulating the gas lights in their home. The movie is explaining how a person can lie to someone to make that person question their own reality.
Paul, don't turn your back on me.
Look on the wall behind you.
Picture, it's gone again.
Yes. Where have you hidden it this time?
Like hearing things that aren't real.
Upstairs, there's someone moving. Elizabeth!
As if she was dreaming or going insane.
No, ma'am. There's only something wrong with the pipes. You must have dropped off and been dreaming you heard something.
That's right, Elizabeth. Dreaming. But I dream things when I'm awake. I'm going out of my mind, Elizabeth.
Gaslighting is real, and for some, the perpetrator makes the victim feel only they can be trusted.
I thought I found an envelope addressed to him. It was when we first came here. That's what started my...
I've got it. I've solved it. I've saved you. God, what a marvelous man I am.
What are you talking about?
Your Mr. Mellon is my Mr. Louis Bauer.
And when someone else tells them their reality is real, they find it hard to believe.
Still searching for those rubies he couldn't find 20 years ago. And every time he lights the gas up in that room, so it dims down here.
And when the light brightens, I hear his key in the door a few minutes afterwards. I can't stand it, my mind.
Oh, you're not going out of your mind, Mrs. Mellon. You're slowly and methodically being driven out of your mind. Why? Because quite by accident you got into his identity, and that made you dangerous to him.
The perpetrator usually exerts a form of control over the victim and can also make them feel worthless at the same time.
That was the beginning of your madness. Then I realized you were a half-witted creature who pried through my desk and my papers. But this is the end. You're not only mad, you are dangerous. You're going to see a doctor, madam.
No, Paul. Not a doctor.
More than one doctor tomorrow morning.
Oh, I'm too tired. Paul, if you ever loved me.
I hate you. You are utterly repulsive to me.
Recognizing it. If the other person cannot engage in a healthy dialogue or have a back and forth conversation, then listen to that cue, regardless of the term of their behavior or motive. Someone can be engaging in manipulative tactics or subtly making you feel doubtful. These can be signs that the person is beginning to gaslight you. Or they may be mean-spirited, which you'd be wise to stay away from anyway. Regarding gaslighting, it is most commonly used as a technique that requires a bit of grooming at first, and that takes some time. It is often a learned pattern that can get passed down from generation to generation. In order to effectively gaslight someone, you need to be highly attuned to them. If you are not attuned to sensitivities, weaknesses, and blind spots, gaslighting won't work. But how it will work, it completely derails your ability to trust what's right in front of you, your senses. And the worst part, you have a hard time trusting yourself. After all, you didn't see it coming last time. What makes you think you will see it this time? So you become guarded and untrusting. Anything reminds you of the person who betrayed you can trigger your alarm bells, which betrays your reality again. The term fits perfectly, but the cycle needn't continue. Tell me in the comments below if you have seen this movie, and can you relate to this in any way? Lying to you. People who engage in gaslighting are often habitual and pathological liars and frequently exhibit narcissistic tendencies. It is typical for them to blatantly lie and never back down or change their stories, even when you call them out or provide proof of their deception. They may say something like, "You're making things up. That never happened," or "You're crazy." Often rumors and gossip are spread about you to others. They may pretend to be worried about you while subtly telling others that you seem emotionally unstable or crazy. Trivializing your emotions allows the person who is gaslighting you to gain power over you. They might make statements like, "Calm down, you're overreacting," or "Why are you so sensitive?" All of these statements minimize how you're feeling or what you're thinking and communicate that you're wrong. Rewriting history. A person who gaslights tends to retell stories in ways that are in their favor. For instance, if your partner shoved you against the wall and you are discussing it later, they may twist the story and say you stumbled and they tried to steady you, which is what caused you to fall in the first place. You may begin to doubt your memory of what happened. Encouraging confusion or second guessing on your part is exactly their intention. Remember, you are not to blame for what you are experiencing. The person gaslighting you is making a choice to behave this way. They are responsible for their actions. Nothing you did caused them to make this choice, and you won't be able to change what they're doing. If you or a loved one are in a situation that seems or feels confusing, reach out for support. That's it for this video. If you really enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like. If you hated it, also drop a like. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified of any new uploads. Thanks for watching. See you next time.